ako yung mismong personal nagsabi sa iyo kung sana maging senador ka, tumakbo ka. So yan ang gusto ko, manalo ka, use the passion that you have in your heart to work for the Filipino people, lalo na ako paalis na. At ako'y believe na believe sa iyo, sa totoo lang, because I like honest persons, men of integrity.
They provided the answer by using the Senate's residual power. Kung titignan po niyo yung definition ng residual power, hindi po talaga nakasulat yung power per se. Ngunit inherent sa opisina yon, kaya tinawag pong residual power. Nung sabihin po ng Korte Suprema, this is immediately executory, wala pong ibang departamento, walang ibang opisina ang tinitingnan niya kung di tayo lamang. Kung hindi tayo gagalaw, wala pong iba na gagalaw. At mananatili pong nakahang ang isyong ito, Mr. President.
We can further debate this issue. That is my dilemma, dear colleagues, Mr. President.
May I offer an answer, Mr. President?
Of course.
Pasensya na po kayo kung gagamit po ako ng paghalimbawa. Nung pong kayo po ay medyo bata-bata po, Madam Senator, meron pong lumigaw sigurado sa inyo. Yung
Huwag na
unang
po natin
lumigaw sa inyo
pasukin yung
talagang...
diskusyon na yun. Hahaba ho ito, mas mahaba po sa debate ng impeachment.
Ganito po yun eh. Tinapat nyo talaga. Ayaw nyo magtagal pa yun eh. At tatama naman po yung ginawa ninyo. Ipinakita nyo sa kanya, pinaramdam nyo sa kanya talagang wala siyang maasahan kaysa mapagod pa siya.
Sino
Pero
yun?
ang sabi niya sa inyo, ang sabi po niya sa inyo, pwede bang ako'y kahit paano idadalaw-dalaw pa rin? Parang nag-MR. Nasa sayo yun, but that will not change my mind. Ganon din po yun eh. Ang Korte Suprema, sa ganitong, Mr. President, the very tenor of the decision. Kahit na po sinabi niyang, oh sige, nasa sayo. Formality na lamang po yun, Mr. President. You are a trial lawyer too. Most of us here became trial lawyers. This is our experience. Huwag po nating pahirapan yun. Sana man lang kung ang decision po 8-7. Yun po pwede nating pagtalunan po eh. Wala po talaga eh, Mr. President.
If I may, Mr. President, and I think that was a good analogy.
As I said, Mr. President, if you are a practicing lawyer worth your salt, you are confronted with the unanimous decision of the Supreme Court. In a firm voice, it says this is unconstitutional, void ab initio, violative of due process, and the Senate never acquired jurisdiction over this. And it is immediately executory. Parang sinasabi niya sa'yo, wala ka ng room mag-file niyan. Is anyone expecting that even one soul of the members of the Supreme Court will reverse himself? We cannot depend our action, Mr. President, on the fortunes of litigation. Naalala ko pa nga po dun sa kaso ng Francisco versus House of Representatives, the former Chief Justice Renato Puno, in a separate concurring opinion, naalala ko po ang sabi niya, with the possibility of 2 impeachment complaints reaching the Senate, the good Chief Justice said that the Senate, in the exercise of its primary jurisdiction, can decide the question of whether or not the 1-year bar rule has been violated or not. The Senate can even decide if on its face the impeachment complaint has no legal basis. At ang sabi pa po niya doon, Francisco versus House of Representatives, sabi pa niya ron if the Senate finds that the 1-year bar rule is violated or that the impeachment complaint has no legs to stand on, that will be the end of the entire controversy. He was saying that let's give all the remedies available to the House and the Senate because of their primary jurisdiction. But when the case is ripe for judicial determination, it was the view of the former Chief Justice that the Supreme Court at that time, and only at that time, when it can speak with great moral authority, in order to compel the loyalty, the respect, and the obedience of our people. Mr. President, when the Supreme Court negates the actions of a co-equal branch of government. It does not assert its superiority. Instead, it upholds the supremacy and the dominance of the fundamental law of the land, the Constitution. And so the Supreme Court has already spoken. The last arbiter of law. It says the complaint is unconstitutional, is void ab initio, is violative of due process. The Senate never acquired jurisdiction over this. It is immediately executory. On that note, Mr. President, I respectfully move that the impeachment complaint be dismissed. I so move, Mr. President. Baka ngayon daganding-ding, hindi pa patusin. Huwag pong ganun. Ang dami na pong nagsipagsalita. Samantalang hindi po nila nakita. Ang dami, kayo po nagsimula ng mali. Hindi naman po sinasabi ng Korte Suprema na kailanman ay huwag kayong mag-impeach, huwag na kayong mag-file. Ayusin nyo lang po eh. Yun lamang po ang gustong mangyari dito. Ayusin nyo. You want to impeach the Vice President, do it in the right way.